What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm talking about none other than Zay Flowers. Now, this is somebody that I am more excited to watch than any other player on the Baltimore Ravens coming into this season, especially on offense. And that's saying a lot because I cannot wait to watch JK. I cannot wait to watch Isaiah Likely. I cannot wait to watch Lamar Jackson again. But I really want to see Zay Flowers. And I know a lot of people will come after me because, Zay Flowers was not my number one pick for the Baltimore Ravens to take. I said that many times. My number one guy was Joey Porter Jr. We didn't take it. I love Jordan Addison coming into the draft. And so in the draft reaction video, Joshua and I were disappointed. And it wasn't to hate on Zay Flowers just because we really like those other guys. But it doesn't mean I'm not excited to see what he can do. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to believe in him whatsoever. And this video is going to be me talking about Zay Flowers and some of the recent reports that have been coming out about him because, spoiler alert, it's good news. And I think that's always beneficial because I made a video, I believe it was the day before OTA started, the first OTA started, maybe it was rookie minicamp, I can't remember which one. I made a video talking about what to look for in offseason programming, training camp, OTAs, 11 on 11 drills, all those sorts of things, all those reports and reporters and interviews and stuff, what to look for. And the biggest thing that I focused in on was repetition. Not just hearing a guy's name once, not hearing it twice, but hearing it consistently. And every time the Ravens have had interviews, obviously Zay Flowers gets mentioned because he's the first round pick of the Baltimore Ravens, but every single person has raved about him. And that's beneficial. And he's in a spot right now where it's debatable where he's going to be playing. Is he going to be a starting wide receiver for the Ravens to start off? Is he going to be the number 2? Heck, could he be the number 1? This is a very different situation than the Baltimore Ravens had when they drafted their other first-round wide receivers. You look at Hollywood Brown when he was drafted, who was the number 1? It was like Willie Snead was the number 1. Come on. Everyone knew Hollywood was going to come in and he was going to be the clear number 1. He came in that first game, he put up like 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, just unbelievable. First career game of an NFL career. Shout out to Hollywood Brown for that Miami Dolphins game. Then we end up drafting Rashad Bateman, and it was like, yeah, we got Hollywood. But at the same time, we only got Hollywood. Bateman's easily going to be wide receiver 2, potentially wide receiver 1 by the end of the season. He's going to get a lot of playing time. He's going to be a focal point of the offense. Ended up getting hurt. Hurt his rookie season. That it sucked. Sucks seeing him get hurt like that. But it was known with Rashad Bateman coming in. Now, the Baltimore Ravens signed Odell before the draft. And they extended Lamar Jackson, but they have Rashad Bateman, still former first-round pick. They have Odell Beckham Jr. They signed Nelson Aguilar. They have Devin Duvernay, who, in my opinion, is a good slot wide receiver. Not top tier, but a good slot wide receiver. And then it was like, oh, we drafted Zay Flowers. Where is he going to fit in? Obviously, he's going to get reps. Me talking about where will he play is not me saying he won't get reps, but, will he be wide receiver 3? Will he be wide receiver 2? How will they utilize him in the offense? Is he going to be a gadget guy? Is he going to run those intermediate, deep routes, short routes? I mean, he can do everything. That's the benefit of a guy like Zay Flowers. He can absolutely do everything. But the way that these players and coaches have been talking about him, I'll talk about Mark Andrews. He was quoted as saying he's been running some incredible routes and getting open during OTAs. And getting open is huge because the Ravens haven't had that. Do you know how sad it is? How, I don't want to say pathetic, but it's pretty pathetic that hearing this wide receiver's getting open is like music to my ears. That's sad because the Ravens have not had that. Not had that in the last 3 years, not had that in the last 27 years. Like, that has been a consistent theme for the Baltimore Ravens if they haven't had wide receivers that can consistently get open. And now they've got potentially 3 of them. And when you have that with a guy like Todd Monken, who already has utilized Odell Beckham Jr. before and has utilized dominant wide receivers at the collegiate level as well as the NFL level, like Mike Evans, George Pickens, Odell Beckham Jr., we're going to be able to see exactly what he can do. But the way that they've talked about his quick cutting ability, his stop on a dime ability, his playmaking ability throughout these OTAs, again, it's OTAs. Can't read everything into it. Obviously, they're going to hype people up, but it seems like he is coming in as advertised, if not better than as advertised. I talked about it, when he was drafted. He's somebody that can run all the routes, but his best ability is that short quickness as well as his ability after the catch. And I also made a video prior to him getting drafted saying he would be the perfect fit for Todd Monken's offense as a wide receiver, as a versatile player. And now me getting into my opinions on what he's going to be able to do, I think there's a decent chance that he comes out of this year being the Ravens' clear number one wide receiver moving forward. And that doesn't mean Rashad Bateman is out of the picture at all. I will say I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is here long term because he's only on that 1 year contract. I expect him to try and get a big payday somewhere else, and I don't think the Ravens are going to pay that. I don't think the Ravens are looking to pay a wide receiver on a multi-year contract because they have Odell to satisfy Lamar. Then they drafted Zay Flowers to keep him satisfied. I think that's kind of the mentality that they took with it. But I think it's going to be Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman as our 1 and 2 moving forward. And I think Zay Flowers is going to be that number 1. And I think it could be a very dynamic duo in the NFL because most teams, when they have a number 1 and a number 2, they're very different players, right? You'll look at Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they're both athletic freaks, but they play pretty differently. You look at, I guess you could look at recently, not last year, but a couple years ago, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper was seen as an elite duo. CeeDee Lamb is the yak guy, Amari Cooper, yak physicality guy. Amari Cooper is the technician route runner. Okay. You look at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out Todd Monken. Mike Evans, the big body wide receiver. Then you kind of have the underneath intermediate threat of Chris Godwin. You got Tyler Lockett, the short, quick route runner that can run the deep ball. And then you have DK, the big physical monster specimen at wide receiver that can do it all down the field. Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman are both technical route runners, a little bit different in terms of the way they play, but they're seen as route runners. And Zay Flowers, yes, he's great after the catch. Rashad Bateman's not bad after the catch, but they're more similar than I think a lot of other duos in the NFL. And I think that's going to pose a lot of matchup problems because a lot of teams, the way that they build their defense is they have a cornerback that'll maybe be very physical, and they have another one that maybe tries to get a little bit more picks. Look at the Ravens recently. And sometimes the physical guys match up really well against other physical guys. But the Ravens have 2 technician route runners. So if you have a physical cornerback trying to go up against Rashad Bateman or go up against Zay Flowers, they may struggle a little bit because they're so shifty and able to get open. And I think Zay Flowers is going to come out and be utilized as a true weapon, as somebody that I think when you are a defensive player and you were lining up, maybe you're a cornerback, maybe you're a safety, you're lining up across from a wide receiver. I think the biggest threat is Zay Flowers. I don't think he's going to put up the best statistical numbers. I think that'll probably be Odell because I think Todd Monken's going to try and feed him the football. But I think the scariest player on this offense is going outside of Lamar Jackson is Zay Flowers because I think he's going to make a lot of people miss. And I think he's going to be a big time part of getting first downs, of getting big plays that the Ravens have been missing in the passing game really since 2019. When they were, just sending Hollywood, but because the Ravens were the most explosive offense in the NFL that year. And I think they're going to get back to being explosive because of Zay Flowers. And I think teams are going to fear him more than they fear Odell, more than they fear Rashad Bateman, more than they fear Mark Andrews. I'm very excited to see what he has to do. But from all the reports, it looks like he is as advertised, and he, hopefully like Lamar Jackson, will be able to play like he did in college, because that not everybody can do that. You watch Lamar Jackson's college highlights and you're like, yep, looks like he's playing in the NFL. You watch most people's college highlights and it's like, yeah, they're not doing that anymore. Lamar kept doing it. It looks like Zay Flowers may be able to continue his success at the college level in terms of his route running, getting open ability, as well as his after the catch shiftiness. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Zay Flowers, what type of year you think he's going to have, and your opinions on the reports that have been coming out, and whether or not you think he's the future wide receiver one for the Baltimore Ravens, or if you still think it's Rashad Bateman. Totally fine either way. I think both are going to be big parts of the Ravens next couple of seasons. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content. Let me know what you guys think about me holding the mic. I think it sounds way better. I'm trying to get better at holding it at the exact right distance away from my mouth. So I apologize if there's moments where I get a little bit too close or a little bit too far away, but I'm trying to work on it. I think it sounds a little bit better than me having it on the table because then it's all the way over here. But let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on everything. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.